¿Qué pasa, mi raza? Welcome to a very special episode of Los Fantasy Cuz. With me today, I have my compa Eddie, my compa Eric, my compa Gabi. And today, we welcome our very first special guest to our pod. And man, we couldn't be any more excited to finally get a chance to sit down and interview this smart, full of life, Latino entrepreneur. A few of us cuz on this episode or on this pod have seen the progression and the success that this man has achieved. And it's an honor to have him here with us, cuz. From Sunday League soccer to professional athletes, he supplies the best to the best. So please, let's give a warm welcome to Jonatan Orantes, owner of News Soccer Shop.
Let's go.
Let's go.
How's it going, News?
I'm doing good. What up, everyone? It's a pleasure to be here with Los Fantasy Cuz.
Hell yeah, dude. You're our first special guest, man. How's it feel?
Amazing.
I like it. You guys ready or what?
Let's get it.
Diablo Naranja is ready.
Oh my god.
Eric is known as El Diablo Naranja. So
We don't know why.
Just what the nickname we gave him. So first off, Eddie, let's get it going. Let's dive right into it.
Let's get it going. Hey. Hey, just for some context to the people, like I grew up with this guy. I've known him since like junior high, bro. So we got plenty stories, and we've grown up together essentially. One of my closest friends to this day. So shout out to News. Thanks for coming on, bro. And just to get things rolling, my first question, just so that people get to know you a little bit, is like, how did this whole New Soccer Shop start, but like before it became New Soccer Shop?
All right. So prior to obviously registering my business as a legit business, I was in a lot of resale groups. I used to like to do reselling. Well, I used to do sneakers, just clear the sneakers, just so I could essentially get profit to pay less for my pairs, if not get mine for free, essentially, right? If you can sell them for double the price. And then obviously at some point, we, as in everyone here in this chat, made an MU indoor team. So then I started playing, obviously, footy. And then once you got a little bit more into it, a little bit more skilled, you end up finding out that there's obviously different models of boots, cleats, and then you realize how expensive they are. So I used the same idea that I did with my sneakers into the boots. Same thing, buying them, reselling them to get my pair, obviously for less of a retail value. And then I think at some point when everyone kind of knew that I was doing that, they would ask me to do the same for them if I could find them pairs on the retail. I think one of the first pairs that Gabi bought, that was like an elite model, was from one of the resale groups that I was in, that I linked them to them.
Do you remember those, Gabi?
Is it these?
Yeah, they are those.
Wait. What's like the timeline you guys think from those? Like how many years ago?
These are the Adidas Ace 16 Pure Controls. So
I'll take a guess because I feel like I remember I was probably 17, so I think it's either 2017 or 2018.
I think it's around that time. That's why they're called a 16, because that's like the year.
yeah, that's the year they came out. But just so the listeners understand the type of product that this dude sells, I've had these suckers for 9 years and I still use them. These are my turf shoes.
That's badass.
Let's go.
So, News, was Gabi like the first person that, like you were saying, from that model that you were doing, was he the first one that you sold to?
I think so, possibly. Yeah. I necessarily didn't sell to him. I was more like the middle person to lean him towards towards the group and let him know, like a middleman. And then at some point, I kind of just started buying my own pairs, if not more than one pair, and just started kind of selling them to other people. Whether it's Sunday, most of the time it was Sunday league.
Exactly. I remember that little by little, more like cuz from our team, MU, that like you brought up, like little by little, like even I asked you for a pair and someone else. So it started getting like more known, like, oh, maybe newspaper can hook us up and get us some cleats, right?
Yeah, that's exactly how it went.
Yeah, he used to be the supply for our team, basically, and then word started getting out because obviously we have a lot of friends in the soccer community out here in the Northwest, and I mean he can speak on it more, but I'm sure that slowly but surely everyone started hitting him up.
They did. Actually, I don't know if a lot of people don't know this story, but essentially the person that really got me on to providing to any pro player was Rob Coronado.
No way.
Yeah, because obviously, yeah.
Shout out Rob. We've mentioned him a couple
AWL
times
of this podcast.
Yeah, that's literally a day one right there as far as a supporter. Obviously, you guys know he's played competitive level for a long time out of La Habra, and I think because he played for that RGV team
in Texas,
second division for what was it, the Houston Dynamo?
Yeah,
Rio Grande.
Yeah, so he worked. I think he obviously played against, if not worked out with a lot of the pros from those areas. And it was, who was a player? Oh, Christian Ramirez. Yeah, I think when he was with Houston, he's the first one that hit me up like a pro, like a bigger name.
Nice.
And use real quick before we move on, just to build off Eddie's question, because I follow a lot of like shoe people on like the TikTok and shit, people who move sneakers. Did you at one point also, was your strategy sometimes to go to like the outlet stores or like to Nike stores to like find cleats there and then resell, or was that not your thing?
So yes, when I started being in the groups, that's when I found out that Ross, Marshalls, Burlington, stores like that would get the elite cleats for way cheaper. I'm talking about like $20. Like I used to walk into Marshalls and they had the elite models for $14.99.
Damn.
I would buy
This is a pro Ross pod here, so
I remember going on one or two of those trips, man. I don't know how you have the patience, but look at you now, man, for having that patience. Look at all that success. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy now. And to be honest, I don't do that anymore. Like I don't I don't have to, just because there's people out there that do that. And once you have a platform where you can essentially buy, where like we all make money. Like I make them profit, and then I sell it on my end for whatever I buy it for.
That was a stepping stone, though, News, for you to like kind of get an idea of how to like do your own thing. You had to go through the Ross situation so that now you have a better idea of how to do things, kind of like Ross was doing, but you're doing it on your own now, right?
Yeah, I am. I mean, they don't do it. It's not. It used to be a lot more where they would get more stock. Now they don't as much. But don't get me wrong. If I'm ever around, I still go look. Like I'm not gonna go to the shoe section or jersey section. People find stuff still to this day.
Yep.
Hey, would it get to the point where like you would already narrow down the days where they'd restock, or you would ask when they would restock?
Yeah, employees
Tuesdays.
Employees would text me.
Oh, damn.
Don't ask me how I know.
Eddie was ready.
No, the employees I would get employees' numbers.
Damn, see?
The hookup,
That's
by the
that
way.
work
The hookup.
ethic, man.
That is.
Not everyone would be willing to go and just ask random employees like, "Hey, here's my number, text me." But it's the fucking grind.
Well, yeah, but to be fair, it's a building a relationship. It's not like I would just ask a random. They would kind of see me more often, and then once you get comfortable, then it's like, "Hey, could I get your number?"
Hey, News. How would she be like, why is this lady texting you about coming to buy some shoes? Who is this lady?
Thankfully, it's only been guys, no girls.
Oh, luckily. So maybe that's how he was able to get as far as he did.
I definitely wouldn't have that connection if it was a girl.
All right, News. It's my turn with my question. Now that you're, this far along, what is your favorite cleats of all time?
Okay, so my specific favorite cleat for my foot type, because I have a narrow foot type, is the Nike Mercurial Superfly 4, which are these.
What color are those? Those have a bunch of colors on them.
Bro, I've
Yeah.
never even seen those.
I've never
Yeah.
seen those either.
So they're like the like it's like the style they're called like the Wata Mercurials. So essentially
Okay.
it's like every Mercurial they've made into one. So you can see like
Oh,
like the
yeah.
different like the CR7 Galaxy right here.
Yeah.
The R9 back in the day.
Oh, cool.
Like the original like where is it? You can't really see it from here, but like the first ever
The
be fair,
orange.
this specific model was released back in 2014 for the World Cup, and it's what changed the industry. Like once they made the fly knit sock,
Yep.
Yeah.
this changed the game for everything. Whether it was this one, the Magista Obra,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
those two till this day, people still want them really bad, and they're expensive, and they have carbon fiber bottom, so they're
Yeah.
super light.
But for you, those are your personal favorite cleats of all
Yeah,
time?
I love them, but the unfortunate part is that they're over 10 years old now. So obviously, when you wear them, they're not gonna last as long, especially on turf.
You enjoy them while they last.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and then we don't really have good shoe cobblers here in Washington, so it's hard. In Mexico, they have really good ones, but it's sketchy to send your stuff over there.
Got it. Eric, it's your turn.
All right, News. Kind of building off Fabian's in a sense, but like, what is your opinion? Like the most like slept on cleats? Like only real soccer players know like these. These cleats are the good, but like maybe like the casual doesn't think they're that high end of a cleat or like a good quality cleat. Like what's the most slept on that you're like, no one thinks these are like top of the line or the most in the market like top of the line. Which ones? Like what do you think are the most underrated ones?
Do you want me to base it off of currently right now, or in general?
Maybe do like a little bit of the past time and then current.
Okay, so to me, till this day, I think the best company in the world that has the best boot out there is Mizuno's, which is the Japanese-based
Hell
model.
yeah.
Yeah,
is
unexpected.
Yeah, this is very high-end, like kangaroo leather, so it's like super buttery, super soft. They have different models for different foot types, whether it's narrow or wide. This specific model I have right here is amazing for people who have a wide foot because you can tell right away they stretch out super good.
Man.
But yeah, the thing about these though, people aren't fond of the retail price because the retail price I think for this specific pair is like $320, $330. But what I try to tell people is that it's the quality that counts for this. So if you were to look right now at the current models for like Nike or Adidas, you'll be lucky to get a year out of them. For these ones, you'll get years worth of these. So essentially, you'll pay less one time versus paying what $250, $300 every twice a year at least.
And that's what Eric was saying. Those are hella underrated. Where a casual soccer player, casual Sunday league player, won't really know about that brand.
No, it's only like what you consider a real like boot head or soccer cleat head.
Damn.
That's badass.
And then as far as like, I think I'm sure you guys have seen it if you guys follow me on Instagram. For me, my personal, I think the best cleat that's also slept on right now is Under Armour's. The Shadow. This one's
Really?
This one's really really good. This is probably like for me like cleat of the year. Like it has the same carbon fiber like that other one I showed you, the Nike 2014, but it also has a mix of this. Like there used to be a cleat called this Flyknit Ultra back in like I forgot what year it's in. I think 2017. That was basically good for all foot types, and this model is very close to that. I actually know the guy, one of the guys that helped design this. His name's Noah Kavanaugh. He's actually here out of I think Mercer Island.
Nice.
So he moved to Australia. He got connections. He's like literally a professional boot reviewer. So he gets collabs with like every brand you can think of, and he helped design this. So because he knows all about boots.
Yeah.
He was gonna make a good model, and yeah, this model is amazing.
And what's the retail on those, News?
I think they're $250, which people think it's a lot because Under Armour wasn't really known for boots.
Back then.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
almost like they're still sort of new in the game.
Yeah, but if you see, there's big players right now. I think their most recent big athlete they signed was Hakim.
I was gonna ask, do you know any players right now that might be wearing them?
Yeah, the PSG. the
Hakimi.
defender, Hakimi just signed with them. I think the last 2 months ago. That's like a big signing. But there's two players from Barcelona. I forgot.
Gavi and Ferran Torres.
Yes, and then
Oh,
the defender
crazy.
from Madrid.
Don't know off the top of my head.
I forgot what his name was. He got hurt. He got hurt in the final, but he still fought through. Or in the last game they played, he fought
The
through.
Brazilian, or you're talking about crazy guy. What's his name?
Rudiger?
Yes. He wears Under Armour.
Okay.
Yeah, I've low-key been seeing a lot of players like that were beforehand like Nike or Adidas like swap over, and you want to assume it's like for them to swap over from Nike or Adidas to go to Under Armour, it's got to be something because they feel like on their foot or something on the pitch, like it's something that Nike obviously and Adidas haven't provided. For them to switch over to a brand that's been so unknown in the soccer world at least. So I think that just goes to show like the quality. My favorite ones, the ones that News are holding, like those pink ones they dropped, are like fire.
Oh yeah, these ones, yeah, they are. But they look nice, but they're a different material than this.
Oh, are they?
That's the bad part about it. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
they're not. They don't have fly knit. They're like a synthetic material, and all the reviewers are like, they look nice, but feeling is
that
different.
the only colorway that's like that?
Yeah, I don't know why they did it with just that one. Oh, because they're supposed to be snake skin, but it's like obviously they're not real snake skin.
Well, there you go. See, there's a tip for all the cuz that are listening right there. You might just go with the flashy ones, thinking that they're the same as those black and white ones, but nah.
Get yourself some Under Armours.
I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like all these like unknown or not as known brands in soccer, kind of starting to come up now. Like I kind of like it. Like I think
Skechers.
what are there? There's a Skechers cleats, and then News. What are these? I'm blanking on the brand, but they're like these purple ones that just came out, and they have like it's not Asics, it's another brand, New Balance.
Oh yeah, New Balance is good too. Oh yeah. I know about it, yes. But there's other brands, bro. There's like a Japanese brand called Adler. They're really good. Kangaroo leather, and I think retail for them is like 130, 140 for like a cleat that's like Nike sells right now for 230, 240.
Yeah.
But it's just a brand people don't know. When I was in LA this last week, I did a tour with I don't know if you guys have heard of Kelme.
Kelme, yeah.
Yeah, of course they're
Yes.
OGs.
Yeah, so they have a showroom in Cali, and I went there because I did some collab work with them. I'm gonna start selling their products through my website.
Nice.
They have a really good kangaroo leather model too. That's very similar to like a Tiempo, like an old school Tiempo, like really good. But like again, no one knows, right? Everyone thinks Nike and Adidas. That's it.
No,
Which
well,
one
that's
were-
what.
Which one were the shoes that Genaro had a long time ago? They have like an M.
And then
An M. Were they red or what
were
color?
red.
Wasn't it the MITRE?
Mitre.
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 Yeah. They're still around. Umbro is around.
Wait, did you guys say Skechers?
Yeah,
Skechers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Skechers. Kane, bro.
Harry Kane. Harry
Yeah.
Kane was wear Skechers.
Yeah.
Bro, they look fire too. They look like when I look at those Skechers cleats, it gives me the same feeling when I look at the Under Armours. Like it's a cleat that entices you to want to try it out.
Yeah, it's because some people are open. It's like some people are open to trying different things, especially like, how do I say it? Like a brand that no one was like, I want to be unique. I want to do something different, right? And then they try it, and then they go to find out, oh no, this is actually worth the money. It's actually a really good boot.
Who would have known? First Kim K with the shape up Skechers, and now Harry Kane.
Yup. Yup. I like it. Gabby, let's move on to your first question for news.
All right, News, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. We love watching you continue this journey from afar. But I just want to know, kind of like, what has been your biggest challenge that you faced since you started a new soccer shop, and then like, what did you do to overcome that, if any?
I think the biggest one, and I'm still working on it, is time management. Obviously, I don't know maybe people that don't know me. I'm married. I have 2 daughters. I work a full-time job. This is essentially running this type of business. As it's growing, it's becoming more. It takes more and more of your time. So it's sometimes hard to balance. All that put into one when you have to. Like we obviously have to respond to emails, DMs. People want to order. I've had to get put on check. Like my wife, my sister told me, hey, businesses out there have hours where they close at a certain time. Why do you always respond like who responds around 9, 10 p.m.? But I think at first the reason why you do it is because you're growing, so you want to give them that good customer service. build relationships with everybody. But I think you get to a certain point where people have to kind of understand, like, hey, I do have a life outside of here.
You're not just a website.
No, exactly. Yes. It is hard for people to understand sometimes, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
So like I said, I'm still working on it. I'm trying to kind of give myself what you would call work hours, but it can be hard. It's not easy. I think maybe this is the year where I think my wife finally noticed that I needed help, because it's hard to do it by yourself.
Oh, so
So
she's
she-
helping you.
Yeah, she right away she noticed. She's like, okay, I'm gonna offer to help you. W for the wife.
Heck
W
yeah.
wives.
Heck yeah. Shout out to the wives.
That's badass, man.
I like it. But that's how you're overcoming it too, with time management. The more you know you've done it, the better you're going to get at it, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like it.
That's cool too, because then like she'll get into it a little bit, and then that's something that you guys, you're doing together.
No, I agree. I think at some point she kind of was never really understanding that as far as like the profit. And I think this first year when she saw at the end of the year, like when you do your taxes and you see your sales,
Yeah.
and then she noticed like, oh, you're selling a lot, but then you got to pay a lot of taxes.
Yep.
That's what it means to have an LLC, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like it. So let's move on to Eric's second question now.
All right, so I assume, you can't be the only guy out there, right? There's got to be some more competition. So for a consumer perspective, like what makes you stand out and what's going to make me want to buy from you compared to all these other guys? Without obviously talking them down, but I just want to be like, what makes you unique compared to the competition out there?
I think for me, it's the way that I present my business. I feel like I've been pretty professional when it comes to the way I post. I'm very picky. If you watch me when I do my videos, you'll probably be like, what's your problem? Like that first video was fine like an hour ago. And even then, like, I'll be honest with you, I see pages and sometimes I reach out to them to give them advice. As far as like constructive criticism, right? Like, hey bro, like I think you just posted this if I'm cool with them, right? If I'm super cool with them, I was like, hey bro, you just posted this video, say of this uniform or this kit or a boot that you're gonna try to sell. Here's something that you could maybe do better to help push the post. And most of the time people are like, oh no, thank you bro, like obviously I respect you, you're pretty well known in the industry, so I'm gonna take your note on that, right? And I think having, I guess, relationships with people, because even then, bro, I'll be honest with you, people reach out to me of other pages sending them to me, like they could have made a sale, like be the sale at the other end, but they're like, no, here, I'll send you straight to him and he can work with you, he's trustworthy. That's another big thing, is it's having a trustworthy page. You guys have seen me. I'm not a fan of when people scam, and you guys, I'm pretty blunt about it when I go out there and post about people that do that. For the reason being, at the end, it does affect businesses like mine, where my page is legit 100% honest. If any mistake ever happens on my end, I do the best to fix it right away. I don't milk the clock like people do. Because like I said, it does affect my business, because then people are not as trustworthy to buy online, and obviously my business is online based.
I think
Go ahead.
I think so basically the answer that I got right now that you just said to News is that you put a lot of passion into what you do, which makes you stand out of your competition also. So that's huge. You're personal with people also, so you build good relationships, and that's what makes you stand out also. So give you props for that.
That, and I would add the content, bro. I mean, he's going out of his way to obviously to deliver, but also use that as like a, hey, like this is what I'm doing. Like I can, it's the trustworthy. Like if you're selling to these guys,
And that trickles down, Eddie.
A long way from posting a picture to doing an edited reel of every angle of the shoe, him trying it on, him being out in the field. Like that goes a long way in terms of engagement, and in terms of like, well, I want to buy from that phone, than this guy that's just snapping pictures of it. So I think
Exactly.
that, like I said, like Eddie's, he puts a lot of attention to detail. I think is what we can take away from his answer.
I like
For
it.
sure.
I like it, News. That was a good one. Eddie, let's move on to your second question.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we've talked about it a little bit, obviously between ourselves, but I'm curious though, where do you see yourself in like the business in the next 5 to 10 years? Like, do you feel like you'd want to keep it the same as you are sort of now, or have you ever thought of opening up like an actual physical store, or how? What do you think?
So I have put thought into that. Like I told you guys earlier, obviously as the page is growing, you have to have more inventory, which requires more room, right?
Exactly.
I thought about a store, but then you also get other things that come involved with the store. You have insurance, you need help, rent's a big thing for you.
Renting the space.
Yeah.
Yeah, overhead. I mean,
Yes.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, the positive side is that I already have the platform and the page out there, so it's not like you're starting fresh, right?
Yeah.
I'm already kind of tapped in there, so people know about it. But I think right now, especially because I told you guys how about time management and my family right now are going to be my number one. Right now, my main focus is just keep it online based, and possibly in the future, say maybe 5 to 10 years, once my daughters are in school, where it's easier to have a little bit more time where I can focus on the business, then you can open up an actual like a
physical
building.
one.
Yeah, physical.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think.
Go ahead, Eddie. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say you can still grow it even if you keep a website, right? Because you can always expand, a little more. But yeah, I always wondered like if that was maybe in the plans for the future. But I mean, either way, like, you're getting traction, you're selling, like so. I think even if you kept it the same, like you'd be
I think he's
more
still
than
be good,
okay.
doing good. Exactly.
Yeah.
The thing that I was gonna say that here in the Seattle area, I feel like a lot of soccer stores have shut down. So there's maybe, I don't know how many stores are there. News, do you know, like 2 or 3 in the Seattle area?
You have Soccer Post in Woodinville and Everett. You have Soccer West in just a Starfire, Tequila.
Yep.
I think that's it, as far as I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro, we used to have more.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You have Dick's Sporting Goods, but they
That's-
never really carry the elite models. Right, that
Exactly.
people wear. But I mean, like the Soccer Post, I'm cool with. I know a lot of the employees. They follow me. The soccer actual page follows me. I follow them. And like I told you guys earlier, as far as build relationships, like I send people to them. I don't think it's always just about myself.
Exactly.
I let them, hey, if I don't have it, go to Soccer Post in Woodinville or Everett. They might have what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge.
And use real quick just to chime in on this. In terms of like the times that we're in, with everything obviously is more modernized and everything is more online. Like from a strategic standpoint, like does it make sense to keep the movement going specifically online instead of going brick and mortar because of like the current situation that like, and I see it for myself in Colorado. There's not one soccer store, and when I first lived here, there was a bunch. And I've seen over the years, they just go out of business and go straight to the online. So, do you think also, in a sense, it's kind of like the smarter way to stay online and instead of going brick and mortar, just because maybe of the market of like, if you think about it, brick and mortar soccer stores, like how many people will you actually get in compared to like the
Online.
expansion you'll get online?
I honestly think the online base is better, just because I just found out about this last week and I just remembered about it, that a lot of say a lot of these people that have retail contracts, like say Soccer Post or whatever, right, with Adidas and Nike, a lot of those brands are starting to no longer provide stock because they're finding out that it's easier for them to sell it on their end. Because obviously Adidas and Nike give shops like the local stores obviously discounts. But they're like, no, if we can sell it for full price, essentially, why do you need a middleman, right? That's the way they're looking at it from a business standpoint. I don't know if you guys have noticed, it almost feels like a lot of these brands, at least ever since COVID, at least, they would do like, you would order and it's on back order for like a month and then 2 months. And it's almost like they're waiting for the orders to come in before they even design them or produce them for sales, right? Okay, let's only make exactly what orders we receive in. So you see them kind of see the statistics like, okay, it's working out for us this way. Let's kind of keep it that way. So yeah, I mean, maybe I think it will be. Let's keep it on more.
Smarter to keep it, like this for a while.
Yeah.
Well, good. Gabby, I think we're on your second question now.
Yeah, we've kind of been talking a little bit, so I'm going to just add a little bit more to it. But I just kind of want to know what strategies have been most effective in growing your business and your customer base, and then also expand on like how you came up with the new soccer shop logo, and then even branding your own gear like the grip socks, like stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So that's actually something that I was going to add to the answer that you just asked me, where I think me starting the Grip Sock brand has helped the page overall in every aspect, right? I am fully understanding that not every person can afford an elite model, right? I don't think I've told the people this, but if you guys are new to my page, essentially my goal is to provide cleats, boots under retail, and or boots that are no longer available in the market. Obviously, that's going to reflect whatever price I get them for, the collectors I buy them from. But then you get people that, I don't know, we're like, okay, I can't afford the cleats, but you have grip socks at a good price, right? I think they're a pretty good price. So then they're like, okay, I can still support your business in this aspect, whether it's your shin guards, your sleeves, your grip socks. And I feel like ever since I started with that, the NSS Performance brand, it's helped me with sales all like everywhere, like not just profit margins, like
there you go.
everywhere
Look at that.
overall.
There they are.
Damn.
There they are.
This is quality shit, fam. And I'm not just saying that because this is my boy. He's got some good different colors, options, flavors, whatever you want.
Hell yeah.
The hype man right there.
I like it.
No, but I mean, he's not lying. Like, people think sometimes you try to push your products as far as like, just because it's mine. I let you guys see me post. I post when I ask someone, "Hey, what do you think about the socks?" I post exactly what they respond. Until
That's
this
right.
day, I've never got a negative comment. Like, I think Alex Roldan was the first professional player that tried them, and he gave me amazing feedback. He gave me like one thing that kind of bothered him that was more like towards his specific, the way he likes socks.
Yeah.
But not enough to where I needed to make a huge change.
Hey, ask Georgie.
Yeah,
Georgie from the Sounders loves his grip socks. I was with News, just a quick little story. I was with News at the Sounders training facility, helping him shoot some content, and he on his own started talking about the grip socks, and I think you guys could go watch the video on his Instagrammer. But yeah, man, he just started rattling off, and he gave him the okay.
I literally said, can I take a quick picture because you're wearing the socks?
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, he starts going in, like, how about, hey, shop with him, and they're my socks I like to wear. I'm like, oh, sure, okay. Well, I'm going to record.
That's awesome. How many Sounders players do you think, News, like, have the grip stocks? Do you think it's a good amount?
So obviously Alex helped me test them out. Georgie wears them. I had just plugged Paul Ariola with them, but then he got the ACL tear.
Yep.
But then he messaged me, this was like maybe a month and a half ago, and he's like, bro, I love the socks. He's like, obviously I haven't like played with them, but as far as comfort and how they feel with just me doing my physical therapy, like they're good.
Yeah.
There you go, bro.
Badass, man.
I have a lot of players in the USL, UPSL, like, I even see like people here that, one of the guys that became pretty close out here, his name's Dorian. He's a goalkeeping coach for Bellevue Athletic in Seattle West Junction FC. He's like, bro, the more I go to all these games, the more I'm seeing your sock everywhere. Like, it's amazing.
Not just that, News was able to get his sock at one of the indoor facilities in the area,
right.
Arena Sports.
A big indoor
I
facility.
don't know if you want
here.
to talk about that a little bit, News.
Yeah, so you can buy them at the local Arena Sports in Issaquah and Redmond. I'm still trying to see if I can get them moved into the Mill Creek location as well. And thankfully, they're doing good. Like, I mean, we started as a test trial for a month to see, kind of how they would do, and they did good enough to where they wanted to carry them, and they proceeded to carry them. They're still there right now.
That's awesome.
That's badass.
I mean, you guys have seen me post. I mean, think about it. Players from Liga Mexicana, you have Charlie Rodriguez that has worn them in the game. Like, that's crazy, bro. Who would ever thought?
It is.
Wasn't it the game versus Sounders?
Yeah. No, yeah. I was trying to get a picture of like Georgie and him wearing them because they were both wearing them.
Yeah.
But I think at some point I don't know if they ever crossed each other, if there just was no picture out there. But I mean, yeah, bro, it's crazy. Like
Little by little news, there's gonna be more and more players wearing those socks, and it's gonna be cool.
yeah,
See it on TV and be like, oh, I know the guy that supplies those.
yeah. Like we go back to Robert Coronado. That guy, he rocks them like he loves them, bro. He's put me on so many players in all the leagues that he's played on that wear them.
It's awesome.
Also,
And News, just to build a little bit more off Gabby's question. So like, let's say like, what's your, obviously without giving all your secrets, but like, what's your thing to like, what's been the most effective thing to be like, my page or my business went from here and shot up to here, like in terms of like strategies to like make it grow, like how Gabby was saying, like what was one of the main things that was like this specific thing helped me just boom shoot?
I'll be honest. I think the biggest thing, from what people see, it is selling to the pros. Like I mean, it is. That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, we go back to people seeing, okay, if he sells to pros, he can sell.
He's gonna be
trust his
legit.
page.
He's gonna
Yeah.
be legit.
And I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's not like it's not like I like to feed off that either. Like as far as like it's for me when a pro gives you a shout out, the goal is not for more pros to buy from you. It's everyone. Like not like they're following, right?
yeah, exactly.
If they're a pro, yeah, maybe they have like what, say, 30 pros that they've played with in their whole career, right? Some of their careers. But what about the other 20K followers that they have that are into footy? That's their biggest. That's their main target. Because I think I've had someone tell me like, essentially at some point when I was trying to. I told you I was back to like time management, right? So I'm not answering so late in the day. Someone messaged me once and I was like, oh, because I'm not a pro, you're not gonna reply. And when they said that, I was like, dude, if only you knew, like, my main person that I'd probably reach out to first would be you. Like, if you look on the way I have my messages set up, like, it's set up to where, like, let me pull it up really quick so I'm not. So I have the primary, which is say, amateur player, normal people message me, and I have the general as the pros.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, here you can see, I don't know if you can see right, it's hard to see because of the light. But
yeah, essentially, it's not like he's dodging.
No,
like
not at all.
The common guy like us, but
No.
I mean, stuff's gonna slip through the cracks. Like he said, because he's growing. It's not like he gets 2 messages a day. Like he's getting blown up.
Yeah, and I mean, and another thing that helps you too is you have to be able to know that, like, I sponsor players, like I do, like whether it's like boots or socks, right? Like I think I've given out 3/4 of my stock from what I've sold, but I see it as an investment, right, in the long run.
Exactly.
Especially when you have a good product, in the long run it's going to pay off.
It's huge. Good
For
tips
sure.
right
And
there.
last thing, just to finish up Gabby's question. So in terms of like logo and like the name, like what was the inspiration behind that?
So to me, I think I always wanted the spinning ball effect. Like I always liked that, and I did a logo, just through like one of those make your own logo apps, but then I never really technically bought it, and then someone bought it, so I was like, okay, I need to change it.
Why
Like
do
literally,
people
I went back.
do people ask like, why did you put News Soccer Shop? Like, what does news mean? What do you tell them?
Till they know. I think I've had like one person ask me that. Essentially, you guys know. I mean, the story backstory
We
goes
know.
to back in the day. Essentially, I knew basically anything you can think of. So they see like a newscast person, right? That you know everything. But as far as like the name itself, it actually stands for Northeast West South Soccer Shop.
North, East, West, South. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Damn.
in a
That's
different
smart.
order. It's a different order than the compass,
Yep.
but essentially the way I look at it is because
Yeah.
I'm providing all everywhere, like
North,
all-
East, West, and South.
everywhere.
That's it.
There we go. That's it right there.
Mr.
That's some
Worldwide.
creative ass shit, bro. I didn't would have thought of
Mr.
that.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Never would have thought of that either.
That's legit some creative ass shit, bro.
And
Nah,
then
yeah, his nickname came back in high school. I think in high school is when
It
it
was.
popped off.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then look at where you never knew, dude, in high school that this is where you would be now, right?
Hey,
No, never.
That's
Realistically,
this logo.
I think more people know you as News than your actual name, bro.
You're not kidding. I mean, all your guys' parents. I don't think anyone knows my name is Jonathan.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No, you know what's hilarious, bro? Like when I first like started to get to know him, and like I figured out the whole like he sells cleats. Like I think in between us, like MU, like we would just like just to shoot the shit, we'd be like, "Hey, new soccer shop, he can hook it up." Like I remember a little bit of that floating around too.
No, even I joke with that. I remember when I would post, like, if I would go to the outlet, I would post a video like my trunk, and I would put new soccer shop, but just joking around.
Yeah.
Little did I know, years later, it was going to be a registered business.
Crazy.
Sure.
And
That
now
is
here we are
crazy.
with Los Fantasy Cuz.
There we go.
Hey.
Hey.
Cheers to that, brother.
Click.
Eric, have you asked your third question already or no?
No, he's
Oh,
up
but
next.
if you wanna, I don't think you've asked one. You wanna ask one?
I'm right after you.
Okay, yeah, I'll finish it off because mine's kind of more of like a not so serious question.
And then I have a not so serious one right after that.
Hey, so news, like I have a question because I remember in my childhood, like it would have a real effect on me too, like in terms of psychologically. But like there's this theory around like the youth that like if you wear a certain highlighted color of cleats, like what, let's say it's like a lime green, neon green, or like a super pink cleat, psychologically, like you start playing better. Do you believe in that, or what do you think? Is that something that actually goes around it's like if I got these bright ass pink cleats, like it's gonna make me play better in a sense? You know, this is psychologically. Do you think that's real, or is that all smoke?
Well, I think everyone's heard the term. It's like if you feel good, you play good.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
It's a mental standpoint, I feel like. I mean, it's not like the color's going to make you essentially, how do I say it, physically perform better, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, you have players all the time that only like all black, right? Or just solid colors. And I was like, no, I want whatever brightest color you can give me. Because like they literally say that. It makes me play better.
Yeah.
But from a mental standpoint, they think in their head, okay, yeah, it makes me play better. So, I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, it's not like I don't not believe it.
For me as a defender, if I see those pink cleats, I'm gonna want to tackle that mother sucker right away.
I don't know. I've always felt like if I'm wearing like super highlighter green cleats, like I feel faster. And most of the time I'm the slowest guy on the field. But mentally, dude, I feel fast as fuck when I'm running in those.
No, yeah, it's a mental thing. I'm telling you.
Fast
I mean,
as fuck, boy.
For me personally, me playing, I like anything. It's just for me what I feel comfortable in, right? Whether it's bright, but I do love bright colors more than solid.
Do you notice like a colorway that you sell more of? Like, is that a thing you've noticed or no? Or just
whenever you get pink cleats, boots.
A lot
So
of
they
people
do
like 'em.
sell well then.
Damn. So would you say those are like the highest sellers when they come out?
Yeah, they
Most
are actually.
wanted, I guess.
I think so. Either solid black or pink.
I have a pair of,
Interesting.
The Jao Paulos.
shot cleats,
Yeah.
cleats.
The all black, right? Solid black meaning like underneath and everything black,
Yeah,
right?
like a triple black. Yes,
What about all whites? Because I've always
Those-
steered away.
those two, all white. But it's very rare that you see them. That's why they sell so well, because I don't think the last time that like someone had an all white, I think. Well, I guess Adidas, like when they did the Predators, like when they brought back the tongue
yeah.
pairs.
Yeah, that's right.
Those sold out like crazy, and I got so many orders of those.
I like it. All right, News. I'm on my second question now. Would you ever trade your most expensive pair of cleats for something else? For example, if Messi invited you to his VIP birthday party for a pair of your most expensive cleats, would you do it?
Send me the address.
I'll sell them for him. What are you talking about?
Wait, pues of course, I can't.
Hey, News, I better be getting the call if you ever do that.
and to be fair, I'm a boot plug, so they can come and go. Messi's party's gonna happen only once.
So yep, I was debating that in my head, or I was like, would you if your most expensive cleats, if Messi wanted them, you would be like, yeah,
Take them.
nice.
Hey, building off that, like, you know, what is like the most rare cleat you have or have ever had?
The most rare cleat I've ever had. They're samples for CR7 from when he played with Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
Funny story. I actually got a hold of these through a sneaker store, a local sneaker store, Seoul, Seattle. me and the guy are cool, and he knew that I had a boot page, so he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, bro, out of curiosity, he's like, you still sell boots?" I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, "I have this guy that has a bunch of samples from, essentially from the Nike, like the Oregon and Nike."
The factory.
Nike, then the factory in Nike, right, in Oregon, but that's more of your scene. Would you possibly want to buy them? I'm like, sure, send it my way. This guy came over, he showed me the Cleat. It's like the model itself is a Superfly 5, and it's based off of his Portugal flag. So the same colors, they're red with gold, and then they have the green like the Portugal thing on the back of the heel.
Okay.
But keep in mind, they're like a 101 sample specifically made just for him.
Oh, crazy.
So the way samples go, obviously they give them to him, and then he approves whether like they're good or not.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll tell you guys the profit I made off those actually. So that's the most expensive cleat I sold to this day. I bought them for $900, which was a lot back then. But I made it as a business move. Right? I'm like, it's gonna get good exposure. I bought it for $900, and it sold for $3,500 or $3,600 within 24 hours of posting them.
Dude.
Damn.
And
people knew about them.
Oh no, yeah, they knew about them, but I went with understanding I was gonna break even. I was like, as long as I break even, get my money back, I'm good after I get my content. But like the first offer was like 15, the next one was like 21, and then the last guy, he's literally has a boot room he's a big CR7 fan.
Oh, of course.
So the model that I had came with just in a black box that has a sample tag and all that. It came with a little almost like a card, like a build, like they call it like a build card of the designer. So it has the designer signature, like the model, the style, and all that, right? The other guy I'm talking about that bought them, those specific, that model, there's 50 of the actual release all over the world. They come with a special box, and they had all the goals that CR7 scored in his games with Portugal.
Yeah.
So he had one of those pairs, but he wanted the sample.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's
I got
awesome.
another question, just because this is my fucking passion, news. Like I could ask you 1,000 questions, but like, is there a cleat like with you, like you personally, right? Like take the business out of it. Is everything got a price, or is there something that's like if I get my hands on this, like it don't matter, what anyone offers me, like this is my cleat because, either whether it's the rarity of the cleat or it's just some cleat that like you specifically have so much love for, but like is there a cleat that has no price, or does everything got a price?
No, I mean to be fair, it's like I'll go back to this model. Anything that I get in my size, I don't sell it. I don't sell it because it's my favorite boot like ever designed till this day for me. They're getting harder and harder to get, and when I come across them in my size, like I don't sell them.
Damn.
News. With that being said, I don't know if I've ever asked you this. Do you have any shoes that were worn by like some pros, or has no one ever given you like an old pair?
No, people have wanted to sell to me, but like there's pages that I know that sell specifically like match worn like products.
Yeah.
I just don't base my page is not on that, so I just I just don't find a sense in investing too much into it. But don't get me wrong, I have people have reached out to me before about that. But that's like a whole nother thing, and I don't know.
Those are collectors.
Yeah. I don't know, like if people get the certificate of like that they're legit and all that, and I don't know enough. But I mean, you're not. But yes, I think everyone has a price. Some people do have a price depending on who you are.
Yeah.
Because in the past like that model I'm talking about that I would never tell you I would never sell. I wouldn't. I kid you not. The minute I dropped it in the like box, or like the post office, I'd be like, why? And I was like, now they're gone.
It's hard to let them go.
Yeah, and then here I am later paying more money for them.
Damn.
Gabby, do you want to go?
I'll go. Real quick for the listeners out there, for those of you that don't know, Boots Only Summer was a trend on TikTok, or is a trend on TikTok, where streetwear lovers are wearing cleats with just regular wear, but like baggy t-shirts, baggy pants, baggy shorts, and a pair of boots, cleats. So my question to News is, if Boots Only Summer was a trend 15 years ago, what cleats would you wear to China Harbor / Evolution?
Hey, news.
I don't.
What cleats are you gonna be perreando in against the wall?
It probably would have been the T90s.
The total 90s? What color?
They're the green with the black and
the red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't Eddie have those?
He did.
Damn.
I feel like those will bring out the special dance moves.
Damn,
yeah.
los pasos prohibidos.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
That's a good one. That was a good one.
no, wait. Did you see that trend though, news? When I first saw
made
it,
one.
I died. Oh, you made one?
I made one.
Sorry, bro. I don't have socials, as you know. So
No, I wore the T90 like in the actual thing.
damn, we're gonna have to repost that, Eric.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Anyone
hilarious.
else? Anyone else have a bonus question for news?
Shit, I got one. More building off like the name News, because it's called News Soccer Shop. It's not called like News Cleat Shop. Do you offer more products? Is that something you want to like dive into, essentially in the future? Maybe not specifically just soccer cleats. Like I know you got the sock brand going, but is there some other stuff maybe that you provide or want to essentially or eventually get into?
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys have seen, I do sell to like local Sunday footy teams like uniforms.
Uh-huh.
I sell custom kits as well, like for teams that want to be more unique and be different, and like having like a basic Sunday league, like international, like Brazil or Mexico kit, right? It's different. They want to be different or have their own Badger logos. Right now, I'm actually in the works of bringing out my own jersey, like a collab that I'm doing with a company.
Oh, nice.
That's in the works. So I think we just did the design the other day, and then I think in like 6 weeks was when I get my samples, and then I'll take pictures and then post them for order and all that.
Because you also do T-shirts like the one that Eddie has in his background.
Yeah, I do. Like, I mean,
He's got merch.
and honestly, when it comes to merch, I'll be honest with you, I would never thought anyone would buy them. Like, I got them for myself, but then you get people that reach out to you, hey bro, like I wanted to buy. Like, I think even Eddie's manager saw my hat, and because Eddie wore it, he's like, hey bro, he wants to get your hat, like just because he likes the color combo.
That's badass.
Yeah, I wear mine to work sometimes, and he's like, bro. I was like, what? He's like, you got to get me one of those hats. And I was sort of surprised, not in a bad way, but I was like, oh, yeah, for sure, I got you.
Yeah, or like, you just get random people that are like, hey bro, like, are you ever going to get that hat, that shirt that you're wearing? Do you sell them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started, getting people to design them for me, and then next thing you know, like, they're selling.
That's awesome, dude. You never know in the future what could happen. You could partner with like New Era or something in the future.
Well, I mean, I've partnered with like Under Armour. I've done collabs with the Kelme. There's things in the works.
Yeah. Well, building off that news, like how's that process work? For someone who looking from the outside, like how does that work in terms of like, do they reach out to you? Do you reach out to them? Like, how does that whole thing work out?
I think I've had both. Like, I've reached out. I've had people reach out to me. Obviously, if you're reaching out, you have to have a professional sales pitch, like how you're going to help them.
Yeah.
And obviously, being the page that I have, with the following that I have, it's not the biggest following either, but it's the people that follow it that people
that matter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
Huge. So you kind of just like, hey, like obviously my page will help you. Like Under Armour, right? Under Armour at first wasn't known to be in the soccer industry, focused on that, right, or footy. And then now, if you see, they're becoming more in the industry. A lot of people are using them more now. Not just me. Like, you have content creators that do this full time, that wear different brands and they're putting their name out there. Like,
So do they hook it up with like the merch that you're promoting, or how does that work?
Yeah. No, like when I don't know if you guys ever saw the video I posted. Like, Under Armour hooked me up with the first one that they did of these, the red ones.
Oh yes, I do remember that.
And they sent me like 8 different they sent me 2 models, this one and another one, and then they sent me like 7 pieces of clothing, like total, like pants, jackets,
Damn.
like Under Armour, like the leggings, all that stuff, socks, all that.
Yeah.
Shit.
And you sort of like test it out, or like you post on it, basically, if you like it or whatnot.
Yeah.
Sort of like a review.
Yeah, no, yeah, I post their content on me. I mean, And I know some people kind of do it just like I'm honest with my posting, obviously, and thankfully, like when I got this one, like I'm like, no, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You guys deserve, like, there's a reason why you guys are reaching out to so many content creators and trying to push this, because yeah, I think at some point they did sell out of all the sizes in the red colorway of these, or it's like a pink color with red colorway.
I got another question, sort of related to that news. If you want to touch on it a little bit, I know you've done like certain special things for certain players where like it's not a common thing. Like, you know, for a certain Sounders player, you painted his cleats all black professionally, because we know the first time he did it, it was not a very well done job. I don't know if you want to elaborate on some of those other like things that you've done for certain players.
Yeah, so I'll tell you the reason why I do it for certain players. So a lot of people don't know, but in the MLS or some other leagues, if you're not a sponsored player by the brand, you're not allowed to wear their model. MLS is Adidas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have a Nike contract, you can't. They don't want you wearing Nike. They'll fine you every game. So the players have to wear. If you look at the players, they're either wearing all white or all black. And yeah, to this day, I don't agree with that, because I'm like, okay, if you all these players, it's a tool to do their job, right? To perform.
Exactly.
You're not gonna let them wear what they feel comfortable or playing, like you said, whether it's a color, right? If they want to play better in pink, they're gonna bring you money in, but you're not gonna let them wear them. So then obviously I would offer that service. I would honestly mainly only do it to pros, where I would paint them black or white. It's not easy though.
Look, if you're not sponsored by anybody, you have to wear Adidas.
Yeah.
Or like the brand can't technically show whatever shoe it may be.
Yeah, it has to be like all black or all white.
But that shit reminds me back in the academy days, like the same shit. Like everything they provided for us was Adidas, and if you were caught with any sort of Nike, anything, un chor, un calcetín, or even tennis shoes, bro, like they'd be on your ass, being like, "Hey, you can't wear that here. Only Adidas. Only Adidas."
Yeah, that's understandable though, because like the league has a contract with Adidas.
Yeah.
But what news is saying is like it's the shoe, which some players are allowed, but it's just because they have a contract. But what about the rest of the guys? You know.
And not just that, some players do suffer from like whether it's like an injury they had in the past, and they just feel more comfortable wearing different styles, like like an actual like real leather versus synthetic, right? Obviously, there's a huge difference in comfort for that. But then they're gonna tell, oh, sorry, you can't wear it because it's not Adidas.
Wait, so technically, like when they wear your socks, like technically speaking, do they have to cover up your logo, or does that not fall into the?
It doesn't, but I have, obviously everyone knows what True Socks is. I did see True Socks make a comment once on a post about that they were gonna like
complain.
They were complaining about True Socks like getting worn, but I don't know. Obviously they didn't fulfill it, because you see different brands out there now.
I mean, yeah, like obviously yours is like right here, your logo, right? So there's a chance this might show, but you know, we've seen other types of socks that have different type of designs that you do end up seeing. I think it's more of like if it was clear and obvious, maybe they would say something, but for the most part, with the grips, with the actual sleeves, it usually covers most of it.
It does, but I don't think they ever went through it, because like even though True Socks logo you can't see it, everyone knows what a True Socks is.
Yeah.
Like once you see the little squares in the back, everyone knows.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
Were they the OGs that started that whole grip socks movement?
I think so.
Maybe they're just one of the bigger ones. That's why it's
the
popular one to go to.
They are one of the bigger ones. I mean, they're the how do I say it? Like the way they design their sock is very high tech, but as far as like a quality standpoint, they're the same as mine. I mean, and they cost what, like $40, $50 a pair.
Dang.
Yeah.
And how much do yours cost, News?
On my website, I have them for $13.
There you go.
And then I also give like some of the people that. So I think I would relate this back to earlier how Gabby asked me, hey, someone asked me about what some of the things that you think helped you with your page as far as like a business. So I would give some content creators like a code, right? So I'm like, hey, if people use this code for a discount of any of my NSS items like grip socks, sleeves, or shin guards, they get 15% off, right? Well, that 15% off that they get discounted, I pay that out to the people that do that the code belongs to.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's right. And it does help a lot.
That's cool. Anyone
That's
else?
a good way to
I just
expand.
I'm just curious. I play Sunday League with the guy here. We'll call him Chile. He was from Chile, but he left our team and he went to play like on a semi-pro team here in Vegas. And you sponsor their uniform. Do you remember that here in Vegas?
What?
Yes. So the
Oh,
guy
yeah.
that actually started that team, him and his dad, he's actually the main. His name's Michael. He's out of Vegas. Shout out to him because he's actually the reason why my grip socks exist.
Oh, crazy.
Shout
So
out.
he's the OG person who tested out my grip socks,
Oh, okay.
like the first person ever, because he played a lot of pro. Like I think I want to say he's a Guatemalteco and maybe half Salvi, something like that. But he does a lot of traveling where he plays in different tournaments all over the U.S. And he tried different brands, like different brands. So then I sent him different samples of the ones I invested in, and sure enough, the ones he gave me the good reviews. He's like, hey, I think these would be your best option. Then once I got that approval from him, I was like, okay, cool. Let me send this sock to other players that I know, whether it's USL League One or UPSL, and then some of the pro, like Alex Roldan that I know from the Sounders. I gave him that same sock, and all of them like, no, I think this is the sock.
So okay, cool. That's
But
crazy. 'Cause
he decided to put my logo because he felt like, because he was part of the start of the, like, he felt like he was part of the, like, a business in a way, because he helped me out.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, I just want to help you out because you help me out all the time. And I think that goes back to building relationships with people. And I told him, yeah, that's fine, bro. Like, if any of your players ever need socks or anything, hit me up. Like,
That's badass. Yeah, I follow him, the guy that I played with him for a couple years. He left our team, and then he went there, and then he posted a picture, and I saw the uniform, and I was like, oh, shit. It was like, you're like the center sponsor of the team.
yeah.
Right on the middle of the shirt.
That's
Yeah,
badass.
Like if there's like another crazy story. There's a guy named out of here, Miguel Medina. He used to do what I did years ago, but he stopped doing it. Where he would just kind of go. He had connection with the outlets and all that. One day I linked back up with him where I sold him a pair of CR7s, and then he's like, oh yeah, I remember you, this and that, right. Then when I got the grip sock brand, I hooked him up because he hooked me up. So he moved to Texas, to Austin, Texas. I bought out his collection because he needed to pay for the U-Haul, and he also didn't want to take everything back. So he moves to Austin, right? He starts wearing the grip socks, the sleeves. Out of nowhere, someone from Austin sends me this video. Like, hey, bro, like, I have a question for you. Do you know this guy?
Yeah.
So that guy I'm talking about, he's a goalkeeper. The other guy he plays on the field. So he goes and he's walking to shoot a PK, and I'm like, I think that looks like Miguel. So he goes, he shoots a PK, and he's like, yeah, bro. So he shoots a PK, and as he's walking back, I see your sock, and I told him, hey, bro, where did you get those socks from? He's like, oh, my homie from Seattle. And he's like, look, bro, I'm wearing them too. So they were both wearing my grip sock. And I'm sitting here like, bro, like, what a small world. Like, that's crazy.
They didn't even know each other, but they're like,
No.
oh.
No, and he told me, like, bro, I've been buying from him for a long time now too as well. And it's like, dude, I would never thought that. I was like, that was crazy to me, that story. Like, I still have the video.
Friendships.
Yeah.
Creating friendships out here with the newspaper brand. Anyone else? Anyone else have any more questions?
Yeah, I got one. What's sort of like some of the craziest sales you've done too, like as far as like maybe as the destination where you had to send them, or the amount that you sold, like as far as like the amount of cleats or whatever it may be, something maybe off the top of your head.
I think the first time that I shipped to Mexico, I risked a very expensive pair. It was for he played with Toluca. What's his name? Meneses.
Yep.
Julio Meneses.
Yeah.
John Menezes.
Juan Meneses.
Yeah, from Toluca. He bought these T90 remakes that they're only 2,000 in the whole world, and they're numbered in the back heel.
Well, why was it risky? Why'd you feel like it was risky?
Because of customs and what they were worth.
And they could just take the shoes and...
Yeah, I mean, because I have heard stories, and obviously I got to insure it worth the amount. So, and then tell me why I let him know, like I was keeping up to date every day, obviously, right? I'm already super like sketched out. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check on it every day. Finally, I told him, hey, it said that they're attempted delivery. He goes like, no, like I didn't get anything. I'm sitting here like, okay, maybe they got the wrong address, right? The next day they say delivered, so I messaged, hey, ya te llegaron, and he's like, okay, está bien. Cuando llegue a la casa voy a ver. So he gets back home.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I didn't get anything. I was like, no, the way. I was like, there's no way. Like, what? But come to find out, they were someone that lived in his home did have them. They just put them somewhere else.
Oh man.
So that no one else could take them.
Yeah, no, yeah. I shipped to one player from La Liga, like second division.
In Spain.
Nice.
Yeah, and I wasn't aware that obviously they have it's almost like tariffs, I guess, in a way.
Oh yeah.
Or taxes over there. I think I sold them a pair for like $350, right? Obviously, when you're shipping that expensive of a pair, you want to ensure what the value in case anything happens. So I did that, but then when they got to customs over there, they were charging him like 160 euros, which I think is like 180, 190 USD to get the cleats.
Damn. On top of what he paid you.
Yeah, and then I just kind of let him know, like, I don't even know what to do because that's like your country's thing. It's not from me.
Yeah, that's outside of your control.
It is. I told him I don't control that, and then at the end, just to have a good relationship, I was like, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's cut it down the middle. I'll cover half. You cover the other half. But going forward, if I do ship you anything and I ain't sure what the value, just know you would be responsible for any charge, going forward.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to do it, bro.
Because I wouldn't be able to lose money like every shipping, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, dude. If they're doing that, every country.
Yeah, right now, but the Trump Mexico president thing, I've got shipments sent back, so it's hard to ship to Mexico now.
Oh yeah, dude.
Hey,
Go
we
ahead
can deliver them ourselves, News.
No,
Hey, I'm just shooting my shot.
No, it's funny is that I actually do. I thankfully through building relationships, I do have a guy that he sells to a lot of pros in Mexico. A young kid, dude. I think he's like 16 years old, dude, and
Crazy.
he sells to all the teams in Mexico. He offered to help me. He's like, bro, I'll be your middleman. I have a guy in the U.S. and they come over every week. Family member, he comes over every week and just ship it to him, and I'll bring it to him, and I'll ship it within Mexico to Mexico, and it's safe and cheaper.
So
Bro, that's sort of crazy to me. That type of connection, like, that's wild, bro. But that's cool that you've built all these awesome connections, because there's so many. I mean, too many to touch on here, right? But there's so many. I'm sure that you have that you're just like, bro, how does that happen, right?
Yeah, and then like the crazy story about this kid, bro. I'm like his idol. I swear to you, dude.
Oh, that's crazy.
So one time, I don't know how I got into. I was like, we were gonna do a deal or something like that, and then I was like, okay, this expensive of a deal. Let's like video chat through WhatsApp because it's a good amount of money, bro. As soon as I get on this chat, he's like, bro, it's been my dream to talk to you. He brought his dad.
That's crazy.
He's like, his dad was like, Dios te bendiga, like, for supporting my son, like crazy, we're like starstruck, right?
Desde que estaba chiquito.
Yeah, bro, and to be fair, like, I'm trying to say this in the most like I was like
A humble way.
humble. No, it was,
Yeah.
bro, like 100%. Like, I'm like, okay, cool, like this kid, I'm his inspiration, and
Yeah.
and then I told him like today, because I was texting him today, I was like, bro, look at where you are now, like you're doing things bigger than I was, and look at the age you're at compared
Yeah.
to me.
Which is fucking awesome, though.
Yeah, and I hype him up. No, bro, keep doing your thing. Like, he's reached out to me before, like, hey, bro, a pro that you sell to wants to buy from me. I don't want to. I was like, no, bro, that's fine, bro. You're in Mexico. It's easier for you anyways.
Yeah.
Do the sale. Like, don't worry about me. Like, I'm all for it, bro. I'll let him know you're legit.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Didn't you just send a package to Chivas?
Yeah, I sent it to,
Damn news.
Yeah, if you want to
Damn
shout them out,
news.
I got.
Govea. Yeah.
News. Si vas a mandar las Chivas, we might need something there.
I know, Eddie's already trying to tap in. Yeah.
Hey, some light, just palco, something light with palco.
Palco, little shout out to those fantasy cousins in the palco.
Yeah, I sent two pairs to Omar Govea, and then 2 pairs to Jordan Sierra from Mazatlan.
Nice.
Yeah. Damn, Gobea's still on Chivas, side note?
Yes, sir.
No mames. Está bien. ¿Está bien?
Yeah.
Hay que echarle porras a Amargo Vea.
And like you guys even saw, like obviously to me, like you guys are huge Chivas fans, right? But the from a business standpoint, the way I look at it is obviously Chivas is one of the biggest teams in Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for you to run a small
The
business,
biggest.
yeah,
In the world.
into well, I mean, here I for me, Chivas America, right? The two biggest teams, whatever you want to call it in Mexico, right? Are to sell to any of those guys means like, especially for a page like mine where it started from the bottom and like literally now you're here, like that's it's crazy, bro. Like I would never have thought.
Yeah, for sure.
That's badass.
I like it.
Are you just like immune to just receiving like these DMs from these high profile players now? Like, do you still have the same excitement from like that first time it happened?
No, I mean I'll be fair. I was still like excited. Like I think it's still good. Like I mean, I think the biggest player till this day that's messaged me, well, I guess as far as people will see it, was Insigne. Like
From
a month and a half ago.
Toronto,
Bro, him and the guy you just met.
Marco Royce.
Oh yeah,
Marco
Marco, yeah,
Reus.
that was crazy. Yeah, but yeah, he and then keep in mind, Insigne. I mean, Insigne is definitely one of those people that his account's so big that he's the one reaching out to you. Like people run his account.
Oh, crazy.
And like now, like I just text him, it's like literally texting like phone number. Because
Damn.
his account's too big, bro. His DMs don't they'll stop working, they'll act up.
Yeah.
So to build a connection like that, bro, like
Awesome.
never would have thought.
What were you saying, Gabby?
Didn't you supply Chicharito up here?
Yeah, I had a middleman, Villafana, that used to play with LA Galaxy. He was a middleman in the deal.
Oh,
And I think shortly after that, Chicharito went to Puma, so it obviously got harder. But that would have been great.
Yeah, and what cleat was he
him.
wanting to get?
It's the same one, this model, the Superfly 4.
Órale.
Yeah. So this was years ago.
News, I gotta one up you real quick because I know you're never gonna get this pair, bro. I had to pull this out of storage.
What is it? A ver.
Bubbles.
Holy crap.
Waffles?
The
Yes,
Waffles.
sir.
Those are the Waffles.
Firma or Umbro?
Beat 'em up.
Birma.
Yeah, it was old school.
Damn, Eddie. ¿Cuánto quieres, Eddie?
Nah. Nah.
That's what you were talking about, Eric. For
Even
Eddie,
Yeah.
those don't have a price.
No.
To be fair, I bet you they're super uncomfortable playing.
Or these.
Those.
Hey, Eric.
Esos
I'll sell these ones.
duros, eh?
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
He got those
Gotta
in the
plug myself too.
No, but I mean, that comes down to, like we said earlier, like you said, he has no price. He's not going to sell them. And
No, yeah, these
no
are-
matter the brand.
No, yeah. For sure.
And use my last thing before, I don't know if anyone else has one anymore, but my last thing, like help me or help us understand, like, what is it about, maybe not just specifically you, right, but like, let's just say in general, like, what is it about the pro players reaching out to like the businesses like you guys in terms of like they obviously have access to, you know, let's say it's a Barcelona who has sponsored Nike, they obviously have access to all the newest cleats and all that, but what makes it that they want to go directly to you guys to get some certain cleats? Like, is it the access that maybe the first teams don't get specific cleats they want, or what is it that makes them go to you in terms of maybe going to the club?
Well, I think the biggest thing is it's both the things that my business specifies on. So it's the under the retail, so saving money.
Which a lot of people
And-
would like.
Yeah, and also getting pairs that are no longer available. Whether it's like that were made, say, past colorways, like we'll say within the year, or pairs that were made years ago. Some of them just like to have their collection, or they're like, hey, I'm building a boot room, and I want this specific pair, like the old school Ronaldinhos.
Or the Tony Kroos that are really popular.
Yeah, really popular. Yeah.
News,
So-
wouldn't you say that it's also like a misconception that, at least from what I thought, that the players basically get free shoes? Like, that's not the case, right? Not, at least not all of them.
No, current models that are using Adidas now, yes, they do get free. They do get free pairs, like that the brands give them. Like most of the time you'll see them like maybe a month before the colorways come out, they start wearing them, right? You'll see boot pages like Soccer Bible and all those guys start like, hey, Messi's wearing this new colorway, and it comes out like a month later.
Yeah.
Those are free, but sometimes they oh no, I like the previous generation, the last model that was different. Or there are specific, like it's another thing that people don't know. Sometimes when people buy Nike cleats, they'll ask me, like I never knew this till a pro told me. They're like, where were they made? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, if they're made in China, they're uncomfortable to me. I need the made in Bosnia pairs.
Oh,
Damn.
crazy! I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and come to find out that they use some type of different material where it's more comfortable when they're made in Bosnia versus China.
Of course.
Oh, I thought all cleats were made in the same areas.
No, they're different. So then,
That's why the pros are looking out, asking you like, where are they made?
yeah. Or they'll open it, like take the sole from the inside at the insole and see like the design from the inside to see what it's like, because they're different.
That's something a Sunday League player will not do.
No.
News, last one I want to see because I'm having such a fun time. This is honestly my last one, and I'm not turn off my mic after this. But is there a cleat that you haven't been able to source, or for 100% of the time you've been able to get every cleat that any player has been able to ask for?
I think I've been able to get it.
Okay.
There's pairs that I've struggled to, but through the connection that I have, like I have connections anywhere from like Australia, New Zealand, China, Japan, Canada, like everywhere. So at some point, someone's gonna have the pair I'm looking for.
Yeah. So you're pretty confident that anyone asks you of any cleat from any era, obviously, we're not talking about 1800s, but like you're pretty confident you can source it.
Yeah.
That's
Like-
that just goes to show what he offers from his business as well, man. Like
Exactly.
not everyone has the confidence to say like I can source you any cleat you want me to get you.
Like if I want the red R10s that Ronaldinho wore from like 2005 or 2006,
Someone has them in their collection.
yeah, you can get them.
It just depends how much you want to pay too.
Yeah. That's another
That's the
thing
other-
that I literally, as soon as they send me what they want, I'm like, hey, just let you know.
You ready? You ready for it?
Yeah, that's the little caveat. Like you want them, you got to pay for them.
Yeah,
If
and
there's no under retail on these.
Yeah, sometimes I get, never mind. I'm like, all right.
They're trying to get bueno, bonito, and barato right there.
No, yeah, it's true. And I mean, like I said, bro, relationships, bro, number one thing for in any, I think any business, whether it's like Eric for you, your restaurant, any type of business like our businesses, you need connections. It helps a lot. It goes a long ways.
Yep.
Yeah, like I mean, I became super close with a lot of players that I wouldn't, whether it's pro players or people in different states like California, Vegas. I don't know if you guys know, but there's a player called Sebastian. His name's Sebastian Salcedo. He came out from. He played with Pumas with the final versus Sounders.
Yeah.
He came out of, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Real Salt Lake Academy.
Yep. He's an RSL product.
Yeah, dude, me and him are super cool, bro. Like super cool. Like I'm talking about, like I'm about to like help him he's gonna do a camp and put my grip socks into the program. I'm gonna go help him be part of the program. Like for the kids. Like you never think, bro, but
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's also, I mean, not to speak for your news, but he's also created relationships not just outside of the soccer world, sort of. Like some of these players are asking you about your family, no?
No, yeah, dude. That and that's another thing that I try to remember to separate from, like, to be like do the same back, right? Like be honest. Like as soon as they reach out to you and they say, that, "Hey, how's your family doing?" "Oh, doing good, bro." And I don't want to be like, "Oh, what do you want to buy now?" Right? And it's like, "No, how's your family doing?"
Yeah.
And he's another big player. The reason why I sold to some of the big names in Mexico was him too, because of his shoutouts.
Nice.
Hey, News, if you need any help, Chivas players are going over there to sign me up. I'm here at your disposal.
Get in line, sir.
If you need a crew.
Hey, I'll hold the camera. Eric will hold the microphone.
Yeah.
I got a place
Well,
to stay.
Gabby the light.
I know. Well, I know. I think every one of you guys have seen. I have that picture where I got invited up to watch the Canelo fight up when Sporting Kansas City was up here in the versus Sounders with one of the buddies that played with back then, Castellanos, that played with them, and I was in the same room as Pulido. Like that's crazy, bro. Like
Damn.
Chivas legend number 9.
yeah, that's. And then I'm sitting the whole time. Literally, I kid you not, in the back of my head, I'm seeing like, dude, like these literally you guys. Like
We'll
I
be
could imagine
freaking out.
them in the room.
Yeah, I remember that day when you
Like-
text me and I was like, damn.
Yeah, we go
That's
back to like
badass.
you never think, bro. Like the blessings that this business has brought, like it's crazy, bro.
And the more that are coming, news for sure.
Yeah, I agree, bro.
I got one more for you, News, también. A little unrelated to the new soccer shop, but related to you, because obviously we're a sports podcast here. I don't know if you want to or say what teams you follow, or
I was
have you
thinking
been
about
following
that.
anymore?
I was thinking about asking him that question too.
Fireworks.
But you, this is gonna be.
Because I know one. I know one for sure.
This is, you know.
La Liga Champions.
Hijo de su madre.
This one in specific, News?
Y no.
Onda mean.
Where's
sir.
Rob?
He's on vacation right now.
And look at the rival right there. The rival is right there too.
I mean Barcelona. Obviously, I watch a lot of MLS now. To be fair, it's hard to watch a lot now with how busy I am. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely still a Barca fan.
Yes, sir.
But Sounders till I die.
Also,
Yes, sir.
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
But all right, guys, let's get to the closing segment of this episode. But first, let's give News some space so he can plug in his socials or any upcoming events or sales that you want to throw out there, News. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so people can find me. Give me 1 second. So if you guys are actually watching it, if you can scan that barcode right there, that's my Instagram.
Oh, let me try to scan it.
See if it works. And
Okay.
then, obviously, if you guys want to shop, you guys can shop on my website at www.newsoccershop.com. There's also a link on my bio on my Instagram. Same thing, New Soccer Shop. I think it comes under LLC. That's where I'm at. My personal Instagram is on the bio, so you know that it's actually me running it and it's legit.
Right.
But as far as projects, there's a lot in the works right now. I'm still trying to fit into the schedule, but turn on those notifications on your Instagram and you'll see them whenever I update them.
You post clips and stuff, pretty regularly every 2-3 days, right?
Yeah, I try to keep up with it. Obviously, you guys saw I just did that whole trip to LA, so I posted that.
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll see what other trips will come later in the year.
Anything
Right.
else news you want the following to know about you? Any last comments or words?
Just know if you ever shop with me, it's legit business.
Let's go.
100%.
Fucking
100%.
go.
Yeah.
go.
Eddie? What's the saying?
Supplying the best
to
to the best.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
sir.
Stay tuned for my jersey. My jersey's
Ooh.
Right.
gonna be
Ooh,
nice.
There
What was
we
that,
go.
Eric?
we might have to cop that jersey as soon as it drops.
I
Oh,
agree.
yeah, that could be a regular here on the Fantasy Cuz.
Yep.
Maybe. But yeah, let's wrap it up, you guys. Real quick, want to thank everyone for listening to another episode of Los Fantasy Cuz. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Los Fantasy Cuz. And listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Make sure to go on our socials, give us some comments, give us some reviews so that we could keep making this podcast caliente.
Yes, sir. Thanks for your time, News. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you
Keep
guys.
hustling. We know you're a hustler, so keep it going, bro. And ya sabes, aquí estamos if you ever need help, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you, Los Fantasy Cuz, for having me in.
Yes, sir.
Other
For
than that,
sure, bro. We're always plugging you. As soon as we bring up Cleats or anything, we're like, hey, we got a guy.
Yep.
And now everyone knows the guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
supplying the best to the best
If you
worldwide.
need to call someone, call Newspaper Soccer Shop.
That's fucking.
Damn, he just hit us with the Nickelodeon celebration.
That's tight.
Get you your
But
cleats,
yeah.
man. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate you. We love watching you from afar and everything you do, and we're gonna continue to support you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Hopefully this isn't your first and last time on. Hopefully we can have you on in the future as you keep growing, and our followers can see you with the growth as well.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Thank you guys.
Thank you. All right. We out.
Diablo
Yeah.
Naranja out.
Fierro, Fabian.
Yeah.